I'm back. In this video I'm going to show you the difference whether or not it's worth it to send 10k IG messages versus 10k LinkedIn messages. What's the difference like in between reply rate, positive reply rate, what I think personally is the bottleneck between both. So I'm going to give you my honest opinion on these. These are just the results we have pulled from inside our trackers and have booked into calls in Calendly throughout the process of just sending 10k DMs on each platform. So let me just show you the differences. Okay, so for 10k sends on Instagram, and don't worry, I have the numbers right here. I'm going to explain the bottlenecks between the services. Basically, the big problem with Instagram, it's super duper hard to scale because there is the limits to keep in mind. So you cannot send anything more than 50 messages per day. So you got to keep that in mind. So you have to send less than 50 per day per account, right? And that's just the high limit. I recommend sending like 25 to actually keep the account secure. So theoretically, if you want to send like 2-3k a day, you're gonna need managing 100 plus Instagram accounts. If you have tried it, then you probably know how hard it is because most of them are going to get banned. So number one, it just takes a long while to actually sort good quality accounts. Number two, it's very hard to actually keep and maintain them at scale. So this is really the bottlenecks. Otherwise, it's super cheap and it's a really good way to actually reach some niches like, you know, coaches. There's a lot of coaches are on Instagram. They're not a big problem, right? If your accounts are not banned, they're most likely are hitting spam. So that's something you have to solve as well. Is there is a hidden folder or archive folder in Instagram, which most likely if you're doing mass outreach, you're getting reported, then that's what you're going to have to deal with each day. And then long story short, if you stay long enough in that folder, you're going to have your, so you know, that's something you have to deal with, but it might be a gold mine for niches like coaches and stuff. For 10k sends, as promised, here's the results what we got. And by the way, your numbers are probably going to be different because you're most likely running a different offer. You're targeting a different niche than us, so just keep that in mind. Just want to show you some results, what you can realistically expect. 237 replies. This is what we got inside the CRM, and out of those it was 39 positive replies, and book calls it was 13. So it's not bad. It's better than some people doing email, and you know, this is totally free if you know how to do it right. The problem is, like I said, hard to scale, and your time is probably better off spent doing something else like WhatsApp, SMS, if you want to reach out to these people who are not really available on email. So next is LinkedIn. Problem with this is, again, like accounts, very hard to get. The only way you can reliably get them is if you buy them from, you know, Philippines for like $100, maybe more. You're probably gonna have to spend a little bit more than that. I know some sources that sell it for $100, but that's rare. Like you can actually buy accounts, verified accounts for $100, but that's really hard to do. Most people just rent it for $100 per month. You can get basically from anyone. But anyway, point is, you can send up to 25-30 connection requests per day per account, and then realistically like 30% of those people actually accept. So let's say on a good day you can send 10 DMs per account per day. Usually we see like a 10% reply rate, so that means like 1 people actually reply. This is not really good, you know. You're gonna have to need a lot more accounts to make this actually worthwhile. One thing you can do is basically send emails. So there's a limit with emails as well, but what you can do is just go and use multiple accounts and then have multiple subscriptions, and you can send more. Like obviously you can put both of these accounts into like a sending software, but you know, it's just very hard and it gets expensive. But you know, if you figure out a way to do it, then it can be really worthwhile, and I'll show you exactly why. Like it's going to be a drastic difference between these two, and this is just again numbers. So usually we never really see anything below a 10% reply rate on LinkedIn. In this case we have, so you might be asking like, why is this? It depends really on the niche you're targeting and the copy, right? So if you're targeting really busy people who are not that active on LinkedIn, this could happen. But worst case really I've seen is it's just around like 10% reply rates. Like as you can see, this is quite decent for Instagram. It's like 2.3%, 2.4%. This is 8.3%. But even then that's decent, right? So in terms of positive reply rates, 213, and book calls, it was about like 70. So you can compare the numbers. We usually close 3 to 5 calls. So every 3 to 5 calls. So worst case scenario, I mean, this is like 2 to 3 deals. And this was basically like 13 deals, 14. So That's what you can take away from this. Each is worth it in their own right, but there are better ways of doing outreach in my opinion. But a lot of you has been asking for a comparison video. So here you go. You can make up with this what you want. My personal recommendation, if you can figure out Instagram or LinkedIn, just focus on LinkedIn because there's more money to be made here. So that's it really. Got some more videos coming soon about comparing X as well as other platforms. You might be surprised, but the biggest one that most people overlook is WhatsApp. And we got a nice little solution figured out for this. So keep a lookout for a video coming in the next week or so about that. It's going to be an absolute game changer. So with this in mind, hope you got some value out of this.